Hi, this is Deb Coling, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways to access books about Jane Austen online. Now, books will be useful to you in two different ways in the course. One, you can always substitute the chapter of a book for a scholarly article on the weekly critiques. That's perfectly fine because books are every bit as good, maybe even better, than articles. And secondly, when you start doing research for your final project in the course, you'll find books a very good source of information. So let me show you a couple of ways to do this. We'll start here on the home page of the library, and I'm going to have you go to the library catalog. When you're in the library catalog, you should always use the advanced search option, so click on Wildcat Advanced Search. I'm going to put in Jane Austen. I'm going to do another keyword search as well for Sense and Sensibility, since that's the first book we're dealing with. I can search just in our library, or if I wish, I can expand that search to all of the libraries that are in the state that are members of the WILD Consortium. I get results immediately. Nice page of results. This first one, Jane Austen in Context, by clicking on Full Details. I can get more information about the book. A look inside shows me the table of contents and the catalog record. Particularly the summary part here will show me whether Sense and Sensibility is dealt with in the book or not. Now obviously, if you're in the library, you can walk up to the shelf, pull this up off, look at it, and decide if you want to check it out and use part of it for your work on Sense and Sensibility. But if you're off campus, you need to look at these electronic records, just as we're doing here, and then contact the librarians and ask them to mail the book to you, and they'll be glad to do that. In addition to getting books just from our library, if you broaden your search and search in other libraries as well, our library will be happy to get you those books through what we call interlibrary loan. And it can take a little while to get a book here and then to get it to you if you're off campus. So make sure you're planning ahead if you want to use interlibrary loan. But for those of you who are into immediate gratification, there's a way to get to some books online. I'm going to go to Find Articles and More, which is a little deceiving because I'm actually going to be going to a collection of online books, not online articles. It's in the E's. It's listed here under eBooks, although the name of the company is eBrary. Now, a warning. When you use eBrary, you may need to download a little piece of software onto your machine so that you can look at the books online. I've already done that, so my machine is ready to go. I'm going to use Advanced Search, and I'm going to put in Jane Austen. I'm going to add another field, and I'm going to put in Sense and Sensibility, and I'm going to search. My results here are a horrifying 1,017 documents, but I know from using this before that the most relevant things are listed first. So I'm just going to spend some time looking at this first page. Each of these results represents an entire book. Some of these would be tremendously useful to you when you're dealing with your subjects for your presentations, for instance. Things that you can get to online directly. But I'm going to show how you can find a chapter of a book that might be useful for an article critique. Let's look at a companion to Jane Austen studies. When I click it open, you can see that it's just like I'm looking at the book, flipping through it. It's highlighted the information I'm looking for. That's why that annoying purple is there. But I'm able to look at it and search it in any number of ways. I'm going to start off by looking at the contents. And right off the bat, you can see that this book deals with Sense and Sensibility, a convergence of readers, viewers, browsers, in its first article on page 1. then it's just a matter of negotiating my way to page 1. But there we are. Here's a whole chapter then on Sense and Sensibility. You can use a chapter of a book as an article. Let me show you another way. I'm in the index, and by searching in the index, I can go ahead, let's guess that it's 323. Oh, too far. I want to get back to the S's and see. Look at all the pages here on Sense and Sensibility. This is another way for you to find your information and see if this is a useful source for you to use. I'm going to go back now to my search results by clicking on the Search tab, and here are all the results that I had before. Any of these other books, you can go through the same process. This is the Student Companion to Jane Austen. Once again, I don't know whether this book contains much information on Sense and Sensibility or not, so I'm going to check either the table of contents or the index. Here's the table of contents. Sure enough, there's a whole chapter on Sense and Sensibility, starting on page 37. So I encourage you to remember this extremely valuable resource for your Jane Austen studies. You don't have to go out to the library and use an actual paper book. You can get to these books online. They're full of wonderful information that'll help you in your study of Jane Austen's individual novels and when you do your presentations at the end of the course.